Hi, so this is a review of the new Left Behind movie with Nicolas Cage. And so I just wanted to say my piece on it. And here goes. So, I will first give you my background on Left Behind. When it first came out, I did see it on DVD. I was very into it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was actually integral to some of the events that were going on in my life at the time that caused me to come to Christ. So I did start reading the books, got into them heavily, read all the books, but I stopped at The Glorious Appearing. I read half of it and I stopped because I got really frustrated and angry with some of the things going on in that book, and I never picked it up and read it again. But I still have the books on the shelf, so someday I might pick it up and read it again. So, I've seen all 3 of the original Left Behind movies with Kirk Cameron, and so when I heard that Hollywood was going to Hollywood up Left Behind and that Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins had a hand in it, I thought, well, maybe I'll check it out, even though it seems kind of weird that they're remaking it. And so I waited for a while. It wasn't something that I was going to pay money to go see. But I finally rented it last night, watched it today, and my opinion on this movie is it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good either. And that's really all I can say about it. It is what it is type of thing. First of all, if I didn't read a few reviews by people and I didn't read the synopsis of the movie, then I'd probably be more angry about the way that they did the movie, but because I knew what to expect, I wasn't that surprised or disappointed. It was more like, oh, okay, whatever. It was like, I didn't feel like I was watching Left Behind. I felt like I was watching a Left Behind themed movie or a Christian Rapture themed movie, but it just didn't feel like it. Even the characters, even though they were the same characters, I didn't feel like they were. So it was a alright movie for what it was. I wasn't crazy with the people they chose to play the characters. I love Nicolas Cage, but this was not his best work. He seemed like he was droning through the movie and just kind of there until the end of the movie. Then he started to get a little more lively, but like someone had said on Redbox review, was that he seemed like he was just pushing through and trying to get this movie done so he can get his paycheck. And it is what it is. It's a completely different movie. If you want to see it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Just be prepared to know that it has nothing about Nikolai in it, nothing about the Antichrist, nothing about Jerusalem. It is basically only about what happens after the rapture on land and in the air in the plane. That's all it has to do with. So it's just kind of dumb in a way because it doesn't cover as much, and yet, I was thinking, even though it doesn't follow the original Left Behind movie, it does make a little more sense in the fact that they spread it out and shortened it and yet spread it out in one movie. They made this movie just about the events of the rapture and the aftermath of it. They could have done that with the original movie and still would have been successful. And I think that would have been really beneficial to them for telling the story and helping people to understand it and get the message out there more. So I applaud them on that. I did see a little bit of it being a little Hollywooded up, but not too much. I don't know, I just really hated the character. I'm not a huge Chloe fan anyway, but I hated the way they portrayed her. I also hated the way that they portrayed the first Christian woman that approached Buck at the airport. She was very condescending and very annoying, and I know there's most likely Christians out there like that, but it bothered me that she was portrayed that way. I don't know whether it was just the way the actors played it or the lines they gave her, but it was really weird. So it was nice to see Leah Thompson in the movie as Irene Steele. I haven't seen her in a while. I like that actress. It's not something I would pay for that much. It's not even something I would own, but it was worth the watch just to see, just out of curiosity. It's one of those out of curiosity things. So if you're curious about whether you should watch the new Left Behind movie with Nicolas Cage, just be aware that it is completely different than what you're used to. And if you're a huge Die-Hard Left Behind fan, you may not like it. But if you're curious and you like Nicolas Cage and the other actors in it, and you just want to watch it just because it's an interesting movie and you have some time to kill and nothing else to do on a Sunday, then watch it. But don't shell out a bunch of money. Better yet, let somebody else pay for it. Or better yet, use a free Redbox credit for it. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. It's not good. It's not bad. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Thanks for watching.